Hey everybody, it's Lon Seidman. We've got another unboxing today. This is the Analogue NT Lite, and what this is a very expensive NES clone console, and I bought this the other day because there's something interesting about what powers it, and this is being powered by what's called a Field Programmable Gate Array Processor, an FPGA, which allows it to simulate how the old hardware works, which means the timings should be very close to accurate. And we looked at the Retro USB AVS recently, which is also FPGA powered, also an NES clone console, but a lot less expensive than this one. So this one sells for about $450, very expensive. But what's happening is that this one has a new jailbroken ROM available that allows it not only to run games off of an SD card in addition to the traditional cartridges, but it also lets you run other 8-bit console software as well. So we're going to be looking at all of that with this when we review it. Probably do 2 videos on this one, actually. Now, you are getting a very nice piece of hardware for the money. This is like a solid block of aluminum. It's really attractive, actually. You've got 2 cartridge slots on here. One is for the NES games. The other one is for the Famicom games. They are the same games, but they have different cartridges, and this accepts both of them. You got 4 inputs on here for Nintendo controllers, and there's more in the box that I'll show you here in a second. SD card slot here on the left-hand side, nothing on that side. On the back here, we've got a bunch of connectors, including HDMI. It outputs at 1080p, so it takes those old games and puts them on your 1080p set. There's also an analog output, so you can use this with a breakout cable and be able to use the light gun with it on a CRT television. It has to be a CRT TV, but it can connect up to those. You have a right and left for audio there. It looks like there is that a microphone input? Looks like a mic input perhaps on that side there, so you have potentially audio in for some reason. You also have a Famicom expansion port adapter here. That's why there's Japanese on there. Power goes in here. There's a USB port, I'm guessing for firmware upgrades, and then you have what looks like the power button, and we'll be seeing how it works when we do the actual review. But there is more in the box, and there better be for the $450 price tag of this thing. Inside of it, we've got a short instruction sheet, and you'll notice it comes with a controller, and it's a wireless controller from 8-Bit Do, who we reviewed of recently with one of their SNES controllers, and this one actually feels pretty nice. It's got 2 extra buttons versus the other one, but it does feel pretty close to a Nintendo controller and looks like a Nintendo controller, but you have more buttons. So you got the 4 on the front here, and then you've got 2 on the top. They have their little wireless adapter also, and by the way, this will work on an original NES also. So this controller works with this console as well as on the original NES because the wireless transceiver here plugs right into that controller port. So maybe we'll look at that as part of this, maybe separately, we'll see. Power cable here, it looks like, or USB cable. There is a HDMI cable here, and there's the power. All right, so there's a regular power adapter, and the USB cable must be for connecting up USB devices. And then, interestingly enough, the $450 price tag doesn't give you the breakout cable for the analog stuff, which is kind of surprising. You would think that you spend that much on a game console, especially one that runs old games, that they could at least give you all the cables you need, but alas, that is not the case. So we'll have to find a separate breakout cable and see how the light gun stuff works on a later video. And the bottom is translucent, which is pretty cool, but there's not much to look at on the bottom because all the chips are on the top of the motherboard there. So we're going to be doing a review of this. I hope to get it up on Saturday night, so I'll do the first part then, and then I'll start playing with some of the firmware stuff and do a separate video on what you can do with an FPGA. So stay tuned. Lon.tv is where you'll find the main review when it goes up. Thanks for watching.
This channel is brought to you by my Patreon supporters. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to lon.tv/Patreon to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit lon.tv/S.